Good afternoon and welcome to the October 22nd Clearwater County organizational meeting. Call this meeting to order. First item is adoption of the agenda. Thank you, Councillor Lougheed. All those in favor? And that motion is passed. The second item is elections, and the first item on the agenda is election of Reeve. So the Municipal Government Act, Section 150, subsection 2, states that the chief elected office official of a municipal district is to be appointed by council from among the councillors unless the council passes a bylaw providing the official is to be elected by a vote of the electors of the municipality. No bylaw at Clearwater County has been passed. So the CAO, Chief Administrative Officer, will conduct the election of Reeve using the following process. So I will call for nominations 3 times for the position of Reeve. Seconders aren't required for nominations. If there is more than 1 nomination, voting will be done by secret ballot upon request by a councillor. The Municipal Government Act Section 185.1, subsection 2 requires council to pass a resolution to confirm the vote taken by secret ballot. So, may I have a motion that council authorizes the use of secret ballots for elections during the 2024 organizational meeting? Thank you, Councillor Swanson. All those in favor? And that motion is passed. That's just awkward. So the nomination for position of Reeve, again, I would call for nomination for the position of Reeve. Councillor Surmack.
Michelle Swanson.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Surmack. Again, calling for nominations for the position of Reeve. Oh, sorry. Councillor Swanson, do you accept nomination for the position of Reeve?
Yes, I will accept that position, that nomination, please.
Thank you, Councillor Swanson. So Councillor Swanson accepts. Calling again for nomination for the position of Reeve. I will call a second time. I know, but I stuttered. Okay. Calling for a third time, the nomination for position of Reeve. Thank you, Councillor Surmack. So the position is acclaimed?
He moved the nomination cease, so we have to call the question of the nomination cease. That's a motion.
Thank you. As per Councillor Surmack, all those in favor? Thank you for your patience, Council.
Yep.
So that position has been acclaimed. I will turn the floor over to Reeve. No, I got to swear in.
You really don't have to swear. She really doesn't have to swear. just say that once.
Oh, yeah.
Even double down would work.
No, I'm asking.
Yeah. So want you to swear?
I don't, right?
Yeah. There you go. I'll just put that. I do swear that I diligently, faithfully, and to the best of my ability, execute according to law and office the chief elected official, Reeve of Clearwater County, so help me God.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. I am honored to be your Reeve for this term, and I am committed to be serving you as your chief elected official and supporting the will of this council. I will work tirelessly to advance our interests and the well-being of our county and our residents. And thank you for your vote of confidence in this position. And we're going to have a good year. 363 days left.
Perfect.
And counting.
And counting, exactly. So anyways, so with that, we are finished with that, concluded with that item. We're now into the election of the Deputy Reeve. And so with that, again, I guess I'll look towards you, CEO Emmons, for reading the background, and then I'll call for elections.
Thank you, Reeve Swanson. So background behind this, the Municipal Government Act, Section 152 states, subsection 1, a council may appoint one or more councillors as deputy chief elected official, Deputy Reeve, so that only one councillor will hold that office at any one time, and the office will be filled at all times. Section 2, a deputy chief elected official must act as the chief elected official, Reeve, when the chief elected official is unable to perform the duties of the chief elected official, or if the office of the chief elected official is vacant. The same procedure as the previous election will follow, except that the newly elected Reeve will call for nominations and the required resolutions.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So at this time, I'll open the floor for nominations for Deputy Reeve. Councillor Cermak, you have your light? Oh, no, you not?
No, I don't yet.
Okay. There you go. Councillor Ratcliffe.
Thank you, Reeve. I would nominate Jennifer Melhoff as Deputy Reeve.
Councillor Melhoff, you accept?
Thank you, Councillor Radcliffe. I'm honored and I would accept that nomination.
Okay. Councillor Northcott?
Geez, I didn't push my button, but
Oh.
I didn't, but I will make a nomination. What the heck?
Okay.
I did get to experience that position for 1 year, and to just allow other council members to possibly experience that as well. In that position, I'd like to nominate Councillor Graham for that position.
Okay. Councillor Graham, do you accept?
Thank you for the nomination. That was unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let my name stand.
Okay, thank you. So we'll now call again for any nominations for Deputy Reeve. Twice. Calling a third time, nominations for Deputy Reeve, third time.
I move that nominations.
Councillor Melhoff moves, nomination cease. All those in favor? That motion's carried. So at this time, we will now go to a secret ballot. Sorry.
And in the meantime, we'll,
And in the meantime, yes, we will continue on.
I don't think we can, because signing
Oh,
authority
that's
is the
right.
next one.
So we'll wait and have the Jeopardy music. Exactly. So, that. the secret ballot and CO Emmons? Or Ms. Haight, the.
Somebody has the answer?
Somebody have the answer.
Wow.
Okay.
Sorry, council. So the secret ballot showed Councillor Graham.
Okay, congratulations. So if, Councillor Graham, you could take oath.
Didn't work. Sorry.
I do swear that I will diligently, faithfully, and to the best of my ability execute according to the law of office of Deputy Reeve elected official, Deputy Reeve for Clearwater County, so help me God.
There we go.
So I'll give this back to you.
There we go. Awesome. Congratulations. So seeing, so I would need a motion to, that council appoints Councillor Sidney Graham as the Clearwater County's Deputy Reeve Chief Elected Official, Deputy Reeve, from October 22nd to 24th, term ending October 19th, 2025. Councillor Graham, or sorry, Councillor Melhoff.
I'd be pleased to make that motion. Congratulations.
Thank you. All those in favor? And that motion's carried.
I would like to make a subsequent motion that council appoints Councillor Swanson as the Clearwater County Chief Elected Official, or Reeve, effective October 22nd, 2024, for the term ending on October 19th, 2025.
Thank you. We forgot that motion.
We forgot that one. Whoops.
Okay, so all in favor? And that motion's carried. Thank you. All right.
We'll take
So,
back to move around.
no, we can, I think is council all right with just continuing on, and then we'll do switch changes maybe at the, Yeah, for-
Historically,
for-
we've moved after the appointment.
want to take 5 minutes? Okay, we'll take 5 minutes then to do things on break, please. And we are at number 4 in our organizational meeting on the signing authority. With that, who reads out the, Emmons, would you like to read out the background? 4.1, please.
Absolutely, Reeve Swanson. So on this one, the background, the signing or authorization of municipal documents under the MGA, Municipal Government Act, Section 213 states, 1, minutes of council meetings and minutes of council committee meetings dealing with a power, duty, or function delegated by council to the council committee must be signed by A, the person presiding at the meeting, and B, by a designated officer. 2, repealed 2022 C16 S9 subsection 45. Number 3, bylaws must be signed by A, the chief elected official, and B, a designated officer. Number 4, agreements and checks and other negotiable instruments must be signed or authorized by A, the chief elected official, or by another person authorized by council to sign them, and B, by a designated officer or a designated officer acting alone if so authorized by council, or by a designated officer acting alone if so authorized by council. And number 5, a signature may be reproduced by any method if so authorized by council.
Thank you. Are there 2 staff recommendations for motions? We're looking for someone to make one of those. Councillor Ratcliffe, please.
I move that council authorizes the Reeve, Deputy Reeve, Chief Administrative Officer, Deputy Chief Administrative Officer, Director of Corporate Services, Director of Planning and Emergency Services, and Manager of Finance as signing authorities for Clearwater County in accordance with Clearwater's signing policy effective October 22nd, 2024 for a term ending on October 28th, 2025.
Thank you for the motion. Any comments, questions? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? That motion's carried. We have a second motion on that item.
I'll carry
Yes,
on.
Please do, Councillor Ratcliffe. Thank you.
I move that council authorizes the reproduction of signing authority signatures by any method.
Thank you for the motion. Any other comments, questions? I don't believe so. So call the question. All those in favor? And that motion's carried. Thank you. Moving on to the regular council meeting dates. I guess, would you like to read those out quickly again, or should I just, as per outlined, we have those proposed dates for? Okay. Thank you, CEO Emmons.
Go ahead.
Okay, Ms. Hay.
Yes, at this point, knowing that we're going that council is going into an election next year, there is the suggestion that the regular meetings are scheduled for 2025 from January all the way up to September 9th, and that regular meetings are then postponed until after the election. Now, if council, no changes need to be made. If council wishes to continue with regular council meetings during the campaign period, starting from nomination date, which is September 20th, until after the election.
All right. That makes sense in that regards to just formally adopt until September 9th, I see, and then that would be a motion of council then to continue with those regular council meetings after that, correct?
The motion is to schedule regular council meetings, and in the staff recommendation, the 2025 meeting dates are from January 14th, 28th, February 11th, 25th, March 11th and 25th, April 8th and 22nd, May 13th and 27th, June 10th and 24th, July 8th and 22nd, August 26th, and September 9th. And then following the election, there is an organizational meeting, which will then set the next schedule for regular council meeting dates.
Thank you. All right, looking for a motion for staff recommendation. Councillor Northcott?
Staff recommendation.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments, questions? Okay, call a question. All those in favor? And that motion's carried. Thank you. Now moving on to the appointment to boards and committees. Councillor Melhoff, please.
Thank you, Reeve. In the effort to find efficiencies and knowing about the potential impending amalgamation, I think it'd be prudent and more efficient for us to reappoint, as was appointed at our last organizational meeting, the boards and committees until October 20th, 2025. And should the minister stamp official order in council for the newly formed municipality January 1st, it was our recommendation that January 7th be the organizational meeting for the new municipality. So I would move that very suggestion that we simply reappoint what was appointed at the last meeting until October 20th, 2025.
And that will be for council appointments, correct? Yeah.
For boards and committees.
For boards and committees, okay. Thank you for that motion. Just comments or questions? Councillor Northcott?
I was just wondering, would there be an opportunity to pick a couple of boards, remove a couple of boards just separately from that list? Or if we were to do that, would we have to do all of them?
Yeah. Ms. Haight? So the question was, is a motion for, the motion on the floor is for all of council committees until technically the, could be January 7th.
Right.
Or, as Councillor Northcott has suggested, a couple of different boards.
Should council wish to remove some of the board and committees from that general motion to reappoint, then that first motion would need to be amended to identify the boards and committees that reappointment applies to, and then followed by additional motions to appoint members to those boards and committees that were excluded out of the first motion.
Right, I'll give just a little bit of where I'm thinking. I personally I have a little bit of interest. I don't know if, well, none of us really know if we'll receive 100% adoption for the amalgamation from the minister. But I do have, and then to go all the way to October of 2025, I just personally have some interest in the Municipal Planning Commission and also the Ag Services Board, as I've never got to sit on that board. I was just wondering if there would be an opportunity to pull those two boards out separately to give other council members opportunities to sit on those.
Okay. So the question to the rest of council is in that regard, or open up the floor for that conversation or discussion. Would that be a friendly? Well, would that be? Yep.
It's not friendly.
No,
Technically,
no.
as per definition, so it'd be an
Or we could.
motion to amend it.
Yeah.
Choose.
Okay. So we could motion to amend, or if that's what you would like to propose. Okay. No. Okay, go ahead.
I'd make a motion to amend then.
Amend the motion.
Yes, please.
Okay. So now it's a discussion in council to amend the motion. Go ahead, Councillor Graham.
I guess for me, I think we should go through and do all of them if we're gonna do that. Cause like, I know there are boards I wanna go on to. So I'm not gonna vote in favor of it because I think if we wanna do that, we should do all of them. Even though that would be annoying as heck to do today, but that's just where I'm standing.
Okay. Go ahead, Councillor Lahey.
Some of the same comments that I think this was meant to streamline the next couple of months as opposed to reappointing, which we will do if we believe the interim council will reappoint those things at a new organizational meeting and follow through at the last 10 months or so of the term.
Okay. Councillor Northcott.
Okay, then for efficiencies, I'll withdraw the motion to amend.
Okay, thank you. All right, so motion on the floor. Oh, sorry, Deputy Reeve Meloff. Sorry. Councillor Meloff.
Thank you, Reeve. I would offer that if we don't receive an order in council, that we would move to reconsider this particular and do a full-on organizational meeting if we do not receive an order in council. I think that would be prudent, and do a full reorg if we don't receive that. So let's keep that on our radar, should that not come through.
Thank you for that. All right, so motion on the floor to reappoint council to the council committees already established. No further discussion. I'll call the question. All those in favor? That motion is carried. So then that, oh, thank you, Ms. Haight.
Thank you, Reeve Swanson. So under item 6.1.4, there is a motion to schedule the strategic planning committee meetings. And I would just like to note, after publication of the agenda, it came to light that that administration would like to schedule a strategic planning committee meeting for January 20th. There's quite a long list of policies and draft bylaws that will need to come to council's attention. So if council could consider scheduling strategic planning committee meetings for October 29th, December 11th, 12th, and 13th in 2024, and 2025 meetings be scheduled for January 20th, May 12th, June 16th, September 15th.
Okay, thank you. So, question, Councillor Ratcliffe?
Get all of those, whether they're printed somewhere?
Yes.
Pardon me?
In the agenda.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm good.
Okay, so to add the January 20th date to that staff recommendation for an extra day. Okay, so we would require a motion of the table. Councillor Melhoff?
Thank you, Reeve. I would happily make that motion as per staff recommendation with the inclusion of the January add-on as requested, with also a question. If more are required, should we do form a new municipality, there'll be a lot going on. Is there an opportunity for more to be added in if they are required?
Definitely.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you for the motion. Any other discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? And that motion's carried. Thank you. So moving right along, I believe we can go right into the item 7. Oh, sorry, 6.25. Did I miss that one? Oh, yes, sorry, I had it highlighted, I missed that. Thank you. 6.25 is the Subdivision and Appeal Board, SDAB. And I will look to, this is to appoint the chair and vice chair. And I believe those two returning councillors appointed for that is, yes, it's Councillor Graham and Councillor Cermak for that one. So we are, so this is to appoint the chair and the vice chair. So looking to a motion, or how is it currently at? Who is the chair? Councillor Graham is currently the chair for the SDAB, and Councillor Cermak is currently the alternate vice, and the vice chair. Is that how you would like to continue to proceed as chair and vice chair?
Okay, I'm happy to switch too if you want to.
All right. Then now looking for a motion to that effect. That would be the second staff recommendation. Okay, you'll make that motion, Councillor Cermak, thank you. The council appoints Councillor Graham as chair and Councillor Cermak as the vice chair. Term effective 22nd of 24 to October 20th, 25. Call the question, all those in favor? No, motion's carried. We have a second motion to that for council appointing Ms. Haight as the clerk and Jenna Thompson and Michael Burton as the alternate SDAB clerks for the same term of same effects. Okay, no motion. Councillor Graham makes that motion. All those in favor? That's carried, thank you. All right, now I believe we can roll all the way up to 7.1, which is the Agriculture and Community Services appointments. There are a number of motions here. So it is for in regards to the Ag Service Board Act, Soil Conservation Act, Agricultural Pests Act, Weed Control Act, and Agricultural Appeal Board bylaw. So with that, I'll go with Councillor Graham and then I'll go Councillor Melhoff. Sorry.
I will make the first motion then that council pursuant to section 8 subsection 1 of the Agricultural Service Board Act appoints Matthew Martinson as agricultural fieldman for a term effective from October 22nd, 2004 to October 28th, 2025.
Thank you. Call the question. All those in favor? And that motion's carried. Councillor Melhoff?
I would move that council pursuant to section 15, subsection 1, subsection A of the Soil Conservation Act appoint Anne Marie Bertinoli, Bettina Van Newkirk, Brady Coutts, sorry, thank you, Daniel Enns, Curtis Strong, Matthew Martinson, Owen Downey, Ryan Lacey, and Jill Longacre, sorry, as soil conservation officers for the term effective from October 22nd, 2024 to October 28th, 2025.
Thank you for the motion. I'll call the question. All those in favor? And that motion's carried. Thank you. Councillor Graham?
I'd like to make a motion that council pursuant to section 10 subsection 1 of the Agricultural Pest Act appoints Anne Marie Bertinoli, Bonita Van Newkirk, Brady Coutts, Danielle Enns, Curtis Strong, Matthew Martinson, Owen Downey, Rylan Lacey, and Jill Longacre as inspectors for a term effective from October 22nd, 2024 to October 28th, 2025.
Thank you. We'll now call the question. All those in favor? And that motion's carried. Councillor Ratcliffe?
Thank you, Reeve. I move that council pursuant to section 7(1) of the Weed Control Act appoints Anne Marie Bertinoli, Bettina Van Newkirk, Brady Coutts, Daniel Enns, Curtis Strong, Matthew Martinson, Owen Downey, Ryan Lacey, and Jill Longacre as inspectors for a term effective from October 22nd, 2024 to October 28th, 2025.
Thank you. I'll call the question. All those in favor? And that motion's carried. Councillor Melhoff?
I would move the council appoints Tracy Haight as the designated officer and Jana Thompson as the alternate designated officer to serve as municipal secretary to the Agricultural Appeal Board for a one-year term effective October 22nd, 2024 to October 28th, 2025.
Thank you for the motion. I'll call the question. All those in favor? And that motion's carried. Thank you. Moving on to 7.2, which is the appointment of the South Central Rural Municipalities of Alberta District 2 Director. So that particular one is is the Reeve position, Reeve or designate, and Councillor as alternate. Currently, I am on there. Deputy Reeve Melhoff?
Thank you, Reeve. I would move that council appoints Reeve or designate and Deputy Reeve Sydney Graham as alternate to the Central District 2 RMA Board of Directors for a term effective October 22nd to October 20th, 2025.
Thank you. I'll call the question. All those in favor? No motion's carried. Moving on to 7.3, which is the appointment of the community officers. In accordance with the, go ahead, Councillor Ratcliffe.
Thank you, Reeve. I move that council appoints community peace officers Terry Miller, Jason Lucas, Ron McIver, Logan Bear, and Andrew Murray as 2024-2025 Environmental Protection Enhancement Act inspectors and bylaw enforcement officers for a term effective from October 22nd, 2024 to October 28th, 2025.
Thank you for the motion. Do you have a question? Okay, go ahead, Councillor Melhoff. Sorry.
Thank you, Reeve. My question is regarding leave of absence. We currently, that one of those officers is not actually serving, so I don't know that appointing them would necessarily be appropriate. We could bring it as an appointment if and when they do come back.
CO Emmons?
That would definitely be an option that this council can consider because they are not active and they are legally on leave. I don't believe it would be a wasted effort if at the end of the leave they chose to come back. The appointment would be in place for them to hit the ground running, so to speak, or at that time it could be brought back as a standalone agenda item. So whichever pathway council chooses.
Okay.
Okay, follow up? Or just a question?
At that point, I would have to move for an amendment to your motion. Technically it's not considered friendly, is it? It's
Ms.
changing. It can be considered friendly, or do I need to do an official move?
Amendment to remove Terry Miller.
Then I would move to amend Councillor Ratcliffe's motion.
Okay. Councillor Northcott?
I just have a question for Mr. Emmons. Is it appropriate for council to have input on staff? I don't understand. Just to keep that clarity between governance and administration.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Councillor Northcott, and I really appreciate the question. These are appointments that come through the authority of council. For this, absolutely very appropriate. This is covered under legislation.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Ms. Haight?
Yes, there's, just to add to CAO Emmons, for example, under the Environmental Protection and Enhancement Act, it is required that the local authority make these appointments, and these appointments are staff, so it is within legislation.
Councillor Northcott?
I guess where I was kind of going with that is I don't have any of that background information or that I'm aware of with that leave of absence or any of that stuff. So I was just, is that appropriate for this side of the table to be having that information for staffing? That's all.
Clarity? Okay. So, motion on the floor to amend Councillor Ratcliffe's motion? Or was that a friendly amendment to remove? to amend the motion? Councillor Northcott?
So just to get clarity on what we're doing here, like what's the clear intent to move forward? To Councillor Malhave.
Thank you, Councillor Northcott. My intent is to remove Officer Miller as having an appointment, considering she's not an active officer currently. And when she returns, there can be an agenda item reappointing her to her position to give her authority under the Solicitor General's office.
Thank you.
All right, so Councillor, so motion on the floor to amend Councillor Ratcliffe's motion. I'll call the question. All those in favor? Those opposed? That motion is carried. So the motion is to amend. Go ahead, Deputy Councillor Malhave.
Thank you, Reeve. My amendment to that would be to remove Terry Miller from your motion, and should she return, we can have her appointed at that time.
Okay, thank you. All right, so will be the staff recommendation as written, less Ms. Miller's name, correct? Okay. So with that, the motion then would, so with that, that was the intent, or is that it? That's the new motion. That is the official no. Yeah. Okay, so move the. Okay. So now we have motion to move the motion as amended. So anyways, I'll call a question. All those in favor? Opposed? And that motion's carried. All right. I don't believe, Councillor Malhave?
Thank you, Reeve. The next appointments as of 7.4, I would like to recuse.
Okay. All right. So 7.4 is the appointment of the fire guards. Okay, Councillor Graham?
I would like to make a motion that council appoints Christine Heggert, Planning and Emergency Services Director, John Liadis, I don't know how to properly say his last name, I apologize. Fire Chief, oh, why did I make this motion? Christopher Hemrick, Deputy Chief Shelby Brown, Deputy Chief Ryan Moncrief, Logistics Officer Michael Van Baren, Fire Protective Officer Sheldon Melhoff, Special Operations Coordinator and Community Peace Officers Jason Lucas, Ron McIver, Logan Blair, and Andrew Murray as the 2024-2025 Fire Guardians for a term effective from October 22nd, 2004 to October 28th, 2005. I excluded, that's okay? Okay. And I apologize to everyone for that.
Okay, all right. Councillor Northcott?
This raises, I just have a question for.
Just wait. Go ahead.
I have a question for Mr. Emmons. Similar to just the previous agenda item, with all these appointments, there was one that was just last minute, noted that there was an active member that was not active on that committee. So how do we know, or how do I know that all these individuals are currently active? You know, because the last agenda item had an inactive staff member there. How do I know that all these names are active?
CEO Emmons?
And great question, Councillor Northcott. Without being informed, you wouldn't.
Okay.
That's as plain as I can say it. I will assure you that all the names that have been read are active members currently with Clearwater County. The one individual that is on leave is still an employee of Clearwater County, just on leave. So the decision was to deal with that when she comes back.
Okay, and I,
But all the others are currently active, engaged members.
okay, no, it's just a, just curiosity question if we're, because I don't know, right?
Yeah, fair question.
Don't know.
Very fair.
Okay, thank you for the question. Councillor Cermak?
Mr. Emmons, do we have to make an amendment to include Terry Miller when she comes back, that we reappoint her? Or do we just leave her name off of this list?
It was.
So the motion before council at this time excludes the one employee on leave. So when that leave ends, that individual comes back, there would be an agenda come forward for the appointments.
Okay, so we don't have to make a motion that we would do that when she comes back?
No,
You would automatically do that?
very much, yeah.
Okay, as long as she's not left out in the cold. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right, so Councillor Graham's made the motion as per staff recommendation. Sends one person. I'll call the question. All those in favor? And that motion's carried. Thank you. I invite Councillor Milhoff back. We're moving on to 7.5. Let's see, appointment of the Reeve and Deputy Reeve to the Central Alberta Mayors and Reeves Committee. Okay, Councillor Northcott, would you make that motion?
Make the motion as per staff recommendation.
Okay, thank you. I'll call the question. All those in favor? And that motion's carried. Moving on to 7.6, it's the Development Authority appointments. Councillor Melhoff?
I would move that council appoints Adrian Clark, Amber Williams, Chrissy Leeper, Christine Haggart, Dawson Connolly, Dustin Bisson, Holly Bealey, and Kim Gillum, in no particular order, as Clearwater County's Development Authorities, Development Officers and Bylaw Enforcement Officers for a term effective October 22nd, 2024 to October 28th, 2025.
Thank you for the motion. I'll call the question. All those in favor? And that motion's carried. Moving on to 7.7, which is the Mountain View County Local and Regional Municipal Airports Working Group. And that is to appoint the Reeve or designate to the Mountain View County Airports Working Group effective. Go ahead, Councillor Ratcliffe.
I move that council appoints the Reeve or designate to the Mountain View County Local and Regional Municipal Airports Working Group for a term effective from October 22nd, 24 to October 20th, 2025.
Thank you for the motion. Call the question. All those in favor? That motion's carried. Now looking at item 8, which is the closed session for discussions in regards to the board committee candidates. We're looking for a motion to go into closed session. Councillor Ratcliffe, all those in favor? And that motion's carried. Thank you, and we are come out of our closed session, and we are now at the appointment of public members, item 9.1. So I will read out the motions, and I'll be looking for members of council to put up their hand to make those motions, and we'll be going that way. So the first one is that council appoints Rylan Katona as the public member to the Clearwater County's Agriculture Services Board for a 4-year term effective November 1st. Okay, Councillor Graham makes that motion. All those in favor? And that motion's carried. The Agriculture Appeal Board, bylaw 1151/23, sections 4.2, 4.5, and 4.6 allows for the reappointments of the members without the need to advertise. Would you like to recuse yourself, Councillor Northcott? Okay, thank you.
Recuse myself this time.
Thank you. Councillor Northcott recuses. And I will read the motion that council reappoints Stephanie Birch, John Follis, Marie Lassick Damon, Ashley Pepperkin, and Doug Skeels as standing members, and Colton Northcott as alternate to the Ag Appeal Board for a term of effective from October 22nd, 2024 to October 28th, 2025. I will call the question. All those in favor? And that motion is carried. Thank you. Oh, sorry. I will make that motion. Sorry. That was myself making that motion. As I didn't ask for who. The next motion is that council appoints Shauna Norad as a public member to the Central Alberta Economic Partnership CAPE Alliance for a 1-year term effective November 1st, 2025. Councillor Cermak nodded his head. All those in favor? And that motion's carried. The council appoints Peggy yeah, okay. Hey, Peggy. As a member of the Clearwater Regional Family and Community Support Services, and for the remainder of the term effective October 2nd of 2024 to December 31st, 2025. Would like to make that motion? Okay, Councillor Melhoff. All those in favor? And that motion's carried. The council appoints Patricia Lobby as a regular member and Earl Graham as the alternate member to the Clearwater County Heritage Grand Advisory Committee for 2-year terms effective January 1st, 2025. Councillor Northcott, thank you for making that motion. All those in favor? And that motion's carried. The council appoints Lori Pratt as a public member to the Rocky Mountain House Clearwater County Health Professional Engagement Team for a 2-year term effective November 1st, 2024. I'd like to make a motion. Okay, so Councillor Graham. All those in favor? And that motion's carried. The council appoints Tim Hovan for a 1-year term and Amanda Thompson as public members to the Municipal Planning Commission for a 2-year term effective November 1st of 2024. Councillor Melhoff makes the motion. All those in favor? And that motion's carried. The council appoints Chandro Katona as the public member for the North Saskatchewan Recreation Board for a 3-year term effective November 1st, 2024. Thank you, Councillor Lougheed, for the motion. I'll call the question. All those in favor? And that's carried. The council appoints Tim Hovan as a public member to the Raven Recreation Rec Board for a 1-year term effective November 1st, 2024. Councillor Cermak makes that. I'll call the question. All those in favor? Yes? Nope. All those opposed? Okay. Motion is carried. The council recommends Catherine Jackson to be appointed as the trustee by the town of Rocky Mountain House to the Rocky Mountain House Municipal Library Board for a 3-year term effective January 1st, 2025. Councillor Ratcliffe makes that motion. All those, call the question. All those in favor? That motion's carried. The council appoints Peggy Makofka as the public member of the Rocky Senior Housing Council for a 2-year term effective November 1st. Sorry? Okay, Brian Cermak, Councillor Cermak will make the motion. Call the question, all those in favor? And that motion's carried. And that council appoints Lexi Wild as, for a 3-year term to the Subdivision and Development Appeal Board, SDAB, effective November 1st, 2024. Okay, okay, Councillor Ratcliffe makes a motion. All those in favor? And that motion's carried. And that the Land Use Bylaw Rewrite Committee's bylaw, the Land Use Bylaw Rewrite Committee's bylaw, 1163/23, with Schedule B Public Advisory Committee, terms of reference states that the membership is to continue until project completion, which is expected until the end of February 2025. So that the motion would read that council appoints Jim Duncan, Robert Hagsma, Jean-Philippe Fortin, Amanda Thompson, Rodney Tomlin, Earl Graham, Shauna Norad, and Marianne Cole for a 1-year term to the Land Use Bylaw Public Advisory Committee effective November 1st, 2024. I'd like to make a motion. Councillor Ratcliffe. Thank you. All those in favor? And that motion's carried. Now I'd need a motion to destroy the ballots. Go ahead, Councillor Graham.
That's what I was gonna do.
Perfect.
We destroy the secret ballots.
Okay, call the question, all those in favor? And that motion's carried. I'll look across to administration. Is there anything that we have forgotten? No, I get the thumbs up. Perfect. So with that, looking for adjournment of the org meeting. Councillor Northcott. Thank you. All those in favor? Thank you very much.